What if I told you there is a secret code buried deep inside our calendar? A single date that, time and time again, seems to produce a very specific kind of genius. A date that connects a golden age Hollywood dancer, a 90s TV icon, a game-changing comedian, and a 4-time Oscar nominee in a way that just seems to defy all the odds. Today, we're cracking the code on the April 12th anomaly. Think about it. An innovator from the old studio system. A pop culture phenomenon who taught her resilience. A creator who seized the means of production. And a modern-day acting prodigy. We're talking 4 women, from 4 completely different generations, who all took wildly different paths to greatness. On the surface, they have nothing in common. But they all share a secret. A connection that I promise will change the way you look at Hollywood history. So what is this connection? It's not some secret society or a shared mentor. It's something much, much simpler. And honestly, a lot stranger. It's their birthday. Every single one of them was born on April 12th. So is that just a wild coincidence? Or is there something more going on here? To answer that, we have to look beyond just the coincidence and start looking for a pattern. Because there is a pattern here. And it reveals this incredible, hidden story about the evolution of creative power in Hollywood, and how a certain kind of visionary has completely reshaped the entertainment industry from the inside out. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Come on, it's just a coincidence. And you know what? You might be right. But what if you're not? What if there's actually a name for this kind of thing? Well, there is. Let's call it a biostatistical achievement cluster. It's a fancy term for a group of super high achievers who all share a statistically improbable trait, like, say, a birthday. And today, we're putting this April 12th cluster right under the microscope. Our investigation starts way back in the golden age of Hollywood, a time of unbelievable glamour, absolute power, and plenty of secrets. It's a time when a young woman named Ann Miller was about to change the entire game, not just with her feet, but with her mind. Just try to imagine it. A world where the studios were basically kingdoms and the stars were the royalty. A world of dazzling musicals, epic dramas, and personalities that were bigger than the silver screen itself. That was the golden age of Hollywood. And on April 12, 1923, a queen was born. Ann Miller wasn't just a star. She was a supernova, a tap-dancing prodigy who could move so fast the cameras could barely even keep up. In movies like Easter Parade and On the Town, she was the kinetic heart of that whole MGM musical machine. But her true genius wasn't just in her feet. It was in her ability to adapt. I mean, she didn't just survive the collapse of the studio system. She thrived in the new Hollywood, reinventing herself over and over, all the way up to a final, unforgettable role in David Lynch's Mulholland Drive in 2001. That isn't just longevity. It's a masterclass in evolution. But Ann Miller's greatest innovation might not have even been on the dance floor. It was in the dressing room. She got tired of her stockings constantly tearing during her intense routines, so she didn't just complain about it. She invented a solution. She actually claimed to have invented pantyhose. And you have to realize, this wasn't just about convenience. This was about control. It was about refusing to let the limitations of her time define the possibilities of her art. This is step 1 in our evolutionary pattern, the performer as innovator. So from the silver screen to the small screen, our story now jumps forward to the 1990s, a decade of grunge, dial-up internet, and a whole new breed of television star. A star who had come to redefine what it means to be strong, not just in the role she played, but in the life she lived. If you were a teenager in the 90s, you knew Brenda Walsh. You debated her choices, you copied her style, and you felt her heartbreak. Shannen Doherty wasn't just a TV star. She felt like the big sister, the best friend, the person you wanted to be. And then, with Charmed, she became a new kind of icon. A woman who was both powerful and vulnerable, magical yet totally relatable, commanding this massive global audience every single week. But Shannen Doherty's most powerful role was one she never auditioned for. After she was diagnosed with cancer, she didn't retreat from the spotlight. She leaned in. She shared her journey with a raw, unflinching honesty that literally changed the conversation around celebrity and illness. She showed us all that true strength isn't about being invincible. It's about being vulnerable. It's about finding power in the fight. If you're finding these stories of innovation and resilience as powerful as I am, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and you won't want to miss where this story goes next. Okay, so now the game is changing. The old rules just don't apply anymore. In the 21st century, it's not enough to just be a star. You have to be the one who creates the stars. You have to be a writer, a director, a producer. You have to be a multi-hyphenate, Think of it like this. In old Hollywood, you were a cog in a machine. A very beautiful, very talented cog, but a cog nonetheless, working for the studio's kingdom. But now, you're the one building the machine. You're the architect, the engineer, the CEO. You're in control. This isn't just a new path. It's a complete paradigm shift. So, meet the new bosses. Another April 12th baby, Jennifer Morrison, a star on massive shows like House and Once Upon a Time, didn't just wait around for the right roles. She started her own production company to create them. And Ilana Glazer? She didn't even wait for a big break. She and Abby Jacobson just built their own empire with Broad City, a show that they wrote, produced, and starred in. They didn't just break the rules. They rewrote the whole rulebook. So, we've seen the innovator who solved problems, the resilient icon who redefined strength, and the creators who took control. But what happens when you've already conquered the acting world before you've even turned 30? What's the next move? For our final April 12th visionary, it's not about conquering the game. It's about changing it entirely. And that brings us to the vanguard, to an actress who has achieved more by the age of 30 than most people do in a lifetime. An actress who has absolutely nothing left to prove and everything to create. Meet Saoirse Ronan, the architect of the new Hollywood. 4 Oscar nominations, before the age of 30. Just let that sink in. Saoirse Ronan is not a rising star. She's a celestial event. And that's what makes her next move so revolutionary. She's not just taking on new roles, she's taking on new identities. Writer, director, visionary. For Saoirse, this isn't just a career change. It's about artistic survival. It's about protecting the passion that has driven her since she was a child. After decades in this industry, it would be so easy to get complacent. Instead, she's choosing to step into the unknown, to make sure that her voice as a storyteller continues to evolve. This is not a pivot, it's a metamorphosis. That is an incredible slate of projects. This isn't a resume, it's a statement, a thriller comedy that will open a major film festival, a role as Linda McCartney in a 4-film Beatles epic, and of course the main event, her debut as a writer and director. Each project is a power move, a declaration of artistic intent. So which one are you most excited to see? Let me know in the comments below, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future explainers on major releases like these. So where does all of this leave us? We've traced this hidden thread through a century of Hollywood history. A thread that connects 5 remarkable women, all born on the same day. So what does it all mean? Well, it's a story of evolution. From Ann Miller, the innovator who worked within the system, to Shannen Doherty, the advocate who transcended it. From Jennifer Morrison and Ilana Glazer, the creators who seized control of it, to Saoirse Ronan, the auteur, who is now remaking it in her own image. It's a story of women who didn't just break the glass ceiling. They built a new one. So is it just a coincidence? Or is April 12th a crack in the code of history? A glitch in the matrix that reveals a hidden truth about the indomitable spirit of creative women? Maybe the answer isn't in the stars, but in the calendar. And maybe, just maybe, there are other dates, other clusters, just waiting to be discovered. If you want to join us on the hunt for them, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell for more explainers that uncover the patterns you never knew existed. Thanks for watching.